What is the question, please?
Hazur, my question about revelation of Holy Quran revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Right.
And Hazur, I want to ask that there is any resemble to revelation to our beloved Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu Islam, because many verses also revealed to Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam.
You see, as far as the revelation goes, the authenticity of the revelation remains exactly the same, whatever the name of the recipient from among the prophets be. All prophets to whom Allah speaks, He speaks with authenticity. And as such, all human beings are understood to respect each prophecy and each revelation equally, in that sense that they're all from God. As far as the quality of revelation itself is concerned, it varies from prophet to prophet, because it is not just a question of who reveals, it is also a question of who receives. If you have a better quality receiving set, the quality of reception would be higher. In that way alone, the revelation of Hazrat Aqdas Muhammad Mustafa stands above every other revelation in quality and clearness. And no other revelation can be compared with his. This is the solution to the apparent problem that in one place the Holy Quran declares, La nufarriqu baina ahadin min rusulih. It's a confession by, or profession by Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah and his followers, La nufarriqu baina ahadin min rusulih. We will never differentiate between prophets and God, of God, whoever they be. They will be the same as far as their authority from God is concerned. But at another place, the Holy Quran declares, Tilka rusulu faddalna ba'dahum ala ba'd. These are prophets of Allah. Some we have elevated above others in ranks. So the ranks are a different issue. The authenticity of the wahi and the respect expected of people to whom it's addressed is a different issue. From that angle, Hazrat Masih Maud has clearly said that there is no difference between my wahi and any wahi to any other prophet. But from other points of view, he categorically declares that Muhammad Rasulullah stands above every other prophet of God, far beyond in fact. So this should be properly understood, that when he speaks of wahi of the same type, he speaks in support or in explanation of the verse of the Quran which I have just quoted. When he speaks of the issue of ranks, then he always declares unambiguously that he is the servant, the follower, and the perfect spiritual son or perfect spiritual slave of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah. As far as the revelation in the words of the Quran is concerned, this is not a new phenomenon. It is well recorded in the Ummah, even among those who were not prophets, even not Mujaddideen. They have been receiving wahi from Allah exactly in the words of the Holy Quran. And sometimes that wahi changed a little bit here and there. And ulama of that time or the following time did not object to it. But when the same verses of the Holy Quran are revealed to Hazrat Muhammad Masih, they suddenly find exception. There is no reason why to differentiate between one phenomenon, one expression of the same phenomenon with another expression of the same phenomenon. That's not just. So as far as the revelations of the Holy Quran repeated to Masih Maud are concerned, this is done to emphasize a certain teaching of the Quran. At various times, in various situations, various verses of the Holy Quran come into special play. they apply specifically to certain ages and certain situations. And because Hazrat Masih Maud had to serve the cause of the Quran in so many ways, and beyond 1 century, at least for 1,000 years, he was to serve the cause of the new requirements of the ages. So obviously, the wahi of the Quran had to be repeated to him far more than in any other case from among the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu. And that is exactly what has happened. Right?
Hazur.
Have we covered all aspects of your question?
Hazur, Jazakumullah.
Thank you.
Okay. My question is why that Muslim communities
Of course, that is a
and
short
leaders
question, please.
are not united between each other?
Be seated and I'll speak. Be seated, please. Take your seat, I'll answer you.
Okay.
Right. Before my Eid. Right. You see, the question is short and the answer is not very long either. The divisions in Islam took place after the demise of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The simple reason was that they drew different inferences from the same verses of the Quran and same traditions of the Holy Prophet. One scholar disagreed regarding the interpretation of some verses of the Quran and some traditions. Now, to begin with, these differences were resolved because there was a central leadership in Islam under the title of Khilafah. As long as Khilafat continued, no sects came into being. But when, unfortunately, the nema of Khilafah was lifted from the Ummah because of there being ungratitude on the part of people, and Allah shows His sign of anger by lifting the Khilafah. The result was there was no one afterwards to keep them together. And the differences which evolved gradually gave birth to different sects. Now, to begin with, it was not as bad as what followed later on. In the beginning, the differences seemed to be genuine and honest. And as far as they remain genuine and honest, there is one tradition of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam which covers them and gives them support of a sort. Hazur Akram Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam once said, "Ikhtilafu ummati rahmatun." As far as it is the Ummah of Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that is the righteous people who follow him with honesty, if they disagree, this happens. And the things begin to evolve through differences. But when the differences become a product of one's ego, one's personal display of his authority over others, then